Alright, so it's a beautiful day out, 32 degrees here in upstate New York, and I figured it'd be a good day to get outside in the trailer and do an actual walkthrough of the trailer and kind of break down how I got it laid out for anyone who's interested. It's a cool design. I mentioned it in previous videos. It's kind of based on a Paulk style trailer, and it works really well for me, so let's get in there and check it out. In the trailer, it looks tiny with me in it. It isn't big. It's not a huge workspace, but it's very well laid out. Took my time making sure everything was where it needed to be, and it works well for me. So I will start at one end, work my way around, and then we'll end at the back of the trailer again. So and please mind the wind, because it's windy as heck out and it's probably gonna sound like crap on video, but I'm gonna do my best. Alright, so banks of drawers basically throughout the whole trailer. This is kind of how Paulk sets up a lot of his drawers. I did not copy the design exactly. He has like locking drawers that he designed. This is kind of my own thing, but I've got it broken down by the trade. So plumbing, I got my hand planes, chisels, socket set, sheetrock, tile. Most of my bins or drawers are broken down by the trade, so anything pertaining to that trade is in that drawer. So yeah, the plumbing stuff will be in the plumbing drawer, and the sheetrock stuff will be in the sheetrock drawer. Pretty basic stuff. All of these things glide on a runner, 2 runners, made out of high density polyethylene, which is just like really slick stuff, so it moves easily. And then they lock with a little toggle, also made out of HDPE. His system locks on its own, it kind of falls into place. These ones just lock with a toggle, and I haven't had any issues with that. HDPE is pretty hard stuff, so it's terrible to work with. It makes a huge mess, but this stuff works good for this function. Alright, right above that bank of drawers is like a little charging area. I keep my notepads here for making cut lists if I'm at a customer's home doing trim work, stuff like that. This is just some random plumbing stuff. Like I said, just like a power strip with you know, just some plugs for charging. So I charge my batteries here. I keep my little brush here to keep the space tidy. And yeah, pretty basic stuff. It's also an area to lay some stuff when I'm marking up boards or marking up trim. It's a big long workbench. Alright, got my miter saw here, hooked up to a little dust extractor. That works good. Basically, when I turn the switch on for the dust extractor, the saw is also powered on, so turn this switch on down here. So they both work in unison so that you get some dust extraction while you're cutting, just so the whole place doesn't get covered in dust. Alright, and here I got a bank of like ready tools, just stuff that I use consistently, that I need quick access to, that doesn't need to live in deep storage like in a drawer or something like that. So a lot of power tools here. A lot of these tools were actually given to me by my father. Some of them are older than me, I think, but mostly corded power tools. I do eventually want to transition into mostly you know, battery powered power tools, just because they're great for, you know, not having to lug around a cord and then looking for a power source. They're great for that. So I do eventually want to go to mostly cordless tools, like the drill and drivers, just because, yeah, they're a lot better to work with. The only downside is having to charge batteries all the time, but as long as you stay up on charging your batteries, it's not a big deal at all. All right, right below that little bank there, I've got my framing and finish nails, got staples, I got all of my hammers and nail sets and all that good stuff in here. Nothing's like super organized, but I know where everything is, so it works really well for me. Plus it's labeled, so it just makes it a lot easier. And then here, blades and bits. So, you know, blades for all your tools, router bits, drill bit indexes, all that kind of stuff. And a little bit further down here, right below those drawers, I got my benders, snips, different mallets, stuff like that. I got cabinet making tools, so a lot of this right now is just my extra hardware storage. I got some edge banding in there, edge banding trimmer, but I usually switch that stuff out. I go back and forth between what's being used in the garage and what's being used on the trailer. I don't need to buy everything twice, so there is some redundancy with this trailer in my workshop, but stuff that I don't want to buy two of, I haven't. Like a miter, I only have one miter saw. So right below here is PPE, obviously very important, but I've also got a change of clothes in case something gets messed up. So a pair of overalls in case I get filthy, and then I got, you know, knee protection, hearing protection, respirator, and then something every trailer should have is a first aid kit. So I've got a first aid kit in here. I've got iPro. I've got iPro pretty much located all over this thing, so there's no excuse not to be wearing PPE. And then below there, this is just bulk storage for things I use a lot of. So sheetrock screws, construction grade screws, exterior screws. Yeah, I just made a video about this guy here. Update, it's awesome. It works really good. It's great for dust extraction, keeps job sites really clean. If you gotta do sanding on the site, or you gotta run anything that's gonna kick out a lot of dust, router or something like that, you can hold this thing right up to it, and then it's going to just extract that dust and keep the fine dust particulate down. Really like this thing so far. It's working great for me, and I'll leave a link in the description if you want to see my little review on that. Also down here I've got like bulk wire storage for doing some electrical work, and bags for this thing. Alright, the back of the trailer, purposely left a lot of space in here. There's a door right over there. I'll take you over there in a second. Back here is where I keep the slimline, like trash can, for cutoffs and just keeping a job site clean. Then I've also got a little rack here for holding my bag and pouch, and yeah, it's intentionally left open like this so that I can put, I use this for transport for my project, so unless it's something huge and I gotta like rent a wide trailer or a long trailer, then I'll do that. For the most part, if I can use what I got, I will. So I can bring most cabinets sizes through this door. They can go right back here into this space. I've got about 6.5 feet in here that I can put something in, if it's, as long as it's under 6.5 feet. And if it's narrow enough, I can put it down this whole stretch of the trailer. And I've got, I think it's almost 14, maybe 13 feet. I can put a bank of cabinets in here. So yeah, I can fit a lot of stuff in here. It's kind of a hassle if it's filled with junk in the aisle, but yeah, you kind of work with what you got. Yeah, and I'll take you a little bit further back here so you can see what I got going on this little workbench. Okay, so now we're back at the backmost workbench. It's actually the front of the trailer. So I've got some different vices set up here. I've got one of these little pony vices down here, and then I've got a big Irwin vise on this bench. I don't hammer on this thing a lot. It's not under a lot of support, and plus you're on a trailer, so it's not like you can really smash something. But it's good if you're just trying to manipulate something or bend something. I use it to hold down pieces that I've got to cut or something like that. Nothing like fine or intricate happens back here. It's more like just making stuff work on the job site. Need something to hold a piece down, and you can work on it. So that's the purpose of this vise. I usually keep it in like this so that the aisle is clear if I'm bringing stuff in here. Also, yeah, I don't want to bash a finished piece of furniture into a vise. That would not be good. It would leave a dent, and I would be very upset. Then I've got some saws over there, hand saws. I got a dovetail saw and a crosscut saw. Japanese style. I like the pole saw style of saws. They just seem to cut easier. Also, you can could just barely see it. It's a riveter, so don't use a ton, but it's comes in handy when you need something to rivet a thing. So I always keep a riveter, and I've got some rivets on here. Also, I got some painting supplies, so paint trays and a little handheld paint tray for cutting in and stuff like that. And then I've got my drills here in the rack, and then I keep different kinds of sprays, so like poly spray cans for touch-ups or varnish for touch-ups, stuff like that. And then yeah, over there I've got rags. Every workshop needs paper towels, cleaning your hands off, making sure you're not touching stuff in the customer's home with your dirty hands. That doesn't leave a good impression, so don't do that. Framing square, speed square, and then I've got my fire extinguisher. Safety first. You never know what can happen. This thing's made out of wood. Yeah, I think it's a good idea to have a fire extinguisher on board of your work trailer. You may never use it, but you'd be happy in case you ever did have to use it and you have one. So better to have it and not need it. And then yeah, I can take you down to see some other stuff. Also up here, you can't barely see. Here we go. I don't want to shine the light yet. He's got a light in the way. Above that light, there's just pneumatic line. So I bring a compressor on and off. Again, like I'm not going to spend the money on a compressor. I've got a little tiny, one of those little donut compressors. So I just bring that thing wherever I go, and if I need to run pneumatic line, I will. I don't run a lot of it because I've got the pass loads now. Spare tire for the trailer in case you ever need that. Would be a bad day if you did, but you need to have it. I've also got an extra trailer hitch on here. I don't know why, actually. I don't know why I have that on here. I have an extra trailer hitch apparently, and then I've got extra mortar and stuff like that from jobs. And shop vac. So good to have a shop vac if you're doing construction. Good for cleaning up. Got all the attachments in here for cleaning up after myself at the jobs. Okay, I got just empty bags down here. Right now I'm actually right in front of the door that comes on the side of the trailer. And this is how I get cabinets in and out of here if they fit this way. And then, like I said, empty bags. So I like building a bag for the job that I'm working on rather than just having a bag, like a tool bag full of stuff all the time. I know people who make that work and they're good at keeping their stuff organized. I am not that way. I recognize that. So what works for me is having my stuff in organized bins or drawers, and then pulling out what I need for the job, building a bag, bringing the bag into the house, having exactly what I need. If I forgot anything, it's in the trailer. So if I gotta leave the house to go get a thing, that's not a problem. I just think about what I'm going to need for that job, plan that out, and then I bring that in with me. So this works for me. Also, I've got a little heater. I know some people are going to say, don't run that heater with the doors closed. You're going to get carbon monoxide poisoning. Probably possible. There's so many little air holes in here. It's like running that little buddy in an ice shanty. This thing is not insulated. It does not hold in, you know, heat well anyways. I mean, this basically just takes the chill off if you're working in here. Obviously you would want to keep the ramp closed if you've got a heater on, or else there's no point. But if you're in here just tooling around with things, organizing stuff, I've run the heater. It heats this trailer up pretty quick, you know. Like I said, it just takes the chill off. You're not going to be warm. You're not going to be working in here in a t-shirt. Okay, so just optimization of space. Every nook and cranny I tried to put stuff in if I could fit something. Here I've got a Jackery with the charging panels. This allows me to charge batteries and run some tools without having access to power, to grid power. So this allows me to work on a site that doesn't have temp power yet and charge my batteries and stuff like that. So that's why that's on here. Yeah, and then I've got the panels for it, and then the door to leave is right there. Yeah, so that's all I got back here. And along the whole bottom of this side of the trailer, I've got caulk storage, paint storage, I've got propane for my heater, and then little odds and ends. I got sandpaper, I've got mineral spirits and paint thinner for cleaning up messes. I've got some toilet wax seals in there, just like things that you may need that you don't want to have to run out to the store for. I tried to have kind of some things that I know I have to use a lot of. Like there's wire nuts in here, PVC sealer, PEX, like clamp rings, stuff, consumables that I'm going to go through a lot of. I keep in this area here. Okay, now we are to the part where the trailer was my favorite, because this is the reason I built a trailer like this, for organization obviously, but basically to streamline my workflow. So wanting to get better at time management and finishing jobs on time efficiently and making sure I have everything I need when I get to a job. So this is the part of the trailer that really helps me thrive and succeed in that way. So this is the small parts section of this trailer. So small parts bins, just consumable things, like things you're going to go through a lot of: framing nails, drywall screws, electrical, like staples, stuff like that. But then I've also got all of my small parts in here, small parts bin, and then I've also got small parts down here. Yeah, so like I never run out of that little screw that you need to finish mounting a fixture. I don't have to go to run to Home Depot to go find that thing. I have it in my trailer. So yeah, let me set you down real quick and then show you something that's pretty cool. So this is like a false little wall here. Let me see if I can set you down. Out. Obviously intentionally tight fitting so that it doesn't slip and slide while I'm driving this thing. But yeah, so this is like kind of the awesome part of this trailer here. Let me see. So maybe 4 or 5 years ago, a family friend father passed away, and so he had all these small parts bins, and I've just like kept up on them and refilled them. And I, as a woodworker, as a person who does anything like this, these are the best. Like, not having to run to Home Depot every single time you need a little thing, it's amazing. This thing has saved me with homeowner projects, you know, like simple stuff, but then also like saved my butt on a job where I know I don't have to run out to go grab something. So highly recommend getting yourself a small parts area of a work trailer, just because having to run to a big box store in the middle of a job and like pick up, load the trailer, or whatever you might have to do if you can't leave it there, that's a pain, and that's what's gonna like take your profitability away from that job. So making sure you have everything so you don't need to do that. Awesome. And then up here, some more tool storage. So this is stuff I use less of. I've got like some Dremel stuff. I've got a little power planer, 2x6s. You've seen those things. They can be out of whack. Say they're crowning really bad. If you're doing a deck or something like that, you want to be able to plane top of that joist down, and not have to use a hand plane, because that's going to take forever. Things like this will help that get done quicker. Bunch of power drills. I keep corded power drills for whatever you may need. Mixing mortar, also mixing thin set or grout. Yeah, I don't want to do that by hand. Tile saw, and then you got level and tape storage, different consumable tapes, and then obviously like my measuring tapes, and then all the gadgets for table saw. So yeah, that's kind of this top row here. And then, yeah, I didn't show you this here, but that's the level. And then also up here, the miter saw stand, in case I need to take the miter saw out to go closer to the work. So I don't have to keep running back and forth to the trailer. I can do that because I have it up here. All right, so kind of coming to the end here. Drop cloth storage and moving blankets or shipping blanket storage. Yeah. Being a professional is what keeps you getting jobs over and over again, so making sure you're keeping a job site clean is the most important thing you can do. Perception by the customer is everything. Obviously your work should stand for itself, but being a professional, making sure it's a clean work site, most important thing. So I have stuff in order to do that: drop cloths, shipping blankets, so that I don't scuff floors or damage things. I can put these on tables or put them on hardwood floors, for instance, or tile, whatever you're working on. And then I've got my painting bin, so all the little brushes and painting tools, and then electrical tools. I don't do a ton of electrical. I'm not a licensed electrician, but I will, wire up some new outlets and stuff like that, or replace outlets, ceiling fans, stuff like that. So easy electrical work. So I've got all the stuff to get that done, and we can go to my hidden drawers, which are right over here. So these are typically behind the table saw. I'll show you where the table saw goes in just a second. So usually there's clamps in here. Right now there's an EMT conduit mender and shovels. You never know when you need to dig something out, and a pole for painting. All right, thanks so much for watching the video. That's the trailer. I guess put some comments down there in case there's anything you want me to go over more of, but in a nutshell, that's what this thing is. Like I said, it helps me get jobs done. Very utilitarian, no frills. It's just, like I said, it's all about perception. The customer sees you have a tidy workspace, everything's laid out. 1, makes you look better, more professional. 2, helps you get the job done faster. You're gonna make more money. So you don't want to be on the job longer than you have to. Something like this is how you do that. Thanks again, and don't forget to like and subscribe.